Man, it's like night and day. And the package came. Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're back here with the Civic, and we're going to actually be going over replacing this fuel tank here. Since I got everything, all my parts, my hardware, everything I have in, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing going. But man, I can tell you, it's like night and day. So we're going to get all that going, so stay tuned for that. We're going to put these hoses on first, so let's get going. Alright guys, so my package finally came. Finally got all my hardware. Got my new straps for the fuel tank, my new fuel tank bolts, a bunch of miscellaneous hardware, some new clamps for the fuel tank. So pretty much I got to reference the number to see what they all go to again. But I'll get everything straight. I know I did price everything out and part everything out that I needed. So should have everything I need here to get the fuel tank installed. So we're going to hop on that and see if I can get some of these new hoses and stuff on. Alright, so I got the new hoses on, all the clamps, everything's solid here. So now I need to put one more part on. Gonna strip it from here. I got some new hose, but I'll take this off, replace it, put it on the other one, and we should be ready to go. Hey guys, welcome back to Scotty Knows. It's the next day here, and we're working on the gas tank. So, in the last video you seen I put all the new hoses, the clamps and stuff on the gas tank. Unfortunately, I tried to get the strap off in the last video, and unfortunately the welds broke on the inside, and that's basically part of, you know, working on a car that's been sitting for so long. So, I'm going to take you underneath the car. I'm going to show you what I'm going to potentially have to do. I have a couple different ideas in which I can probably get the strap on. Getting it off is not the issue, it's actually being able to mount it, because the mounting inside the framework is actually broken. So let me take you under the car. I'm going to show you what I'm working with, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. So let's get going. So here we are guys, underneath the car here, and this piece here completely broke off on the inside of the framework here. I guess being rusted, WD-40 obviously didn't work, so I got some things going on here. So a couple options that I have is, one, I could probably tack weld this on the inside underneath here. I have to get one of my buddies to do that. I actually don't have a welder. Or I can cut out a small little piece up here and down and kind of open it up a little bit, enough to get a nut inside and get my wrench inside. So that might be what I want to do. Only problem I have is that with the piece that's broken off on the inside, it's going to be a lot of rattling inside the framework, and naturally I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to probably cut this out, get my little cut-off wheel, cut like a little 1-inch little gap here, enough to get some stuff in there, and then I'll probably end up having to patch that back up, which again is not a big deal. But I'll probably take this off here, remove this, drop this down to gain access to that. So I'm gonna have to get that loose anyways when I do the rear disc brake conversion. So there's gonna be a lot of work into this car, but we'll probably do that here in the next video. Unfortunately, I don't actually have my my tools with me today enough to cut this out. So I want to make some content for you guys, so what I'm going to do today is work on the shifter. We're going to get that up in the tunnel here. Let's see if we can get that up installed and attached to the transmission. So let's get on that, guys. So I got my mess of new hardware here, so now it's fun just going through and knowing what goes to where. I did get new hardware for the shifter. As you probably seen in the last video, I put everything back together. I was not happy with the hardware that I had for it, so I did order some OEM Honda bolts to kind of replace the ones here naturally, and I did get the lock nuts for the shifter. So everything's in here, should be good to go. I'm going to slide up under the car, see if I can get this bolted in. Alright, so I got the new bolt in here. Now I got to get this wrist pin in. Probably going to use my hammer, tap it in there. And then I got the little piece that goes over the little band that keeps that in there. So we'll go ahead and put that in there and hopefully it goes in smooth. Alright, so I got the bitch pin in. I do have the little clamp that goes around it. That's kind of a pain in the butt to get on, so I think for today I'm just going to leave it off. Again, I got a lot of work to do on this thing, so my point now is just to try to get it to my house. But I got that on, so should be good to go. Hook up some axles and then finish this gas tank stuff, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to get some content out for you guys. I went ahead and got the shifter hooked it up to the transmission, so that'll be ready to go. I'm not shifting through it yet. I don't have any transmission fluid in it. I do actually have it here. I just haven't put it in the car yet. But next video, we're going to finally get this gas tank installed. As you can see in the last video, I went ahead and installed some pipes and got some new clamps and hardware together. Excuse the mess in here. Naturally, it is a smaller garage, but it is getting done. So we will be in the next video getting this fuel tank up in the car, one way or the other. We'll get the straps down, and then we'll be hooking up the axles. So I'll probably have to take the brakes off and get the axle set in there. I'll find an easy way to get that in there. Then once I get that in there, it'll be closer to getting these fluids in, getting this motor fired up, and see how it goes. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll get that fuel tank in there. And if you do like what you see, I appreciate you guys joining me on this journey. First time I've actually built a motor, building this car. I appreciate you guys watching. So stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode. And you guys take care.